Taipei bans free single-use utensils at public venues. G-Dragon concert scam, ID forgery ring busted in Taipei. Presale home cancellations surge amid trade tensions. China finds cover-up in lead poisoning of 200 children. Wells Fargo suspends China travel after staff exit ban. Trump administration releases files on Martin Luther King Jr. Beijing trial shows breakthrough in BCI tech. Labubu firm sees profits soar by at least 350%.
Hello everyone, I'm Oceana. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Wednesday, July 23rd, World Sjogren's Day, and here are your top stories. And for today's Taiwan news, to reduce waste at the source, Taipei's Environmental Protection Department has banned 298 public venues, including schools and government agencies, from offering single-use utensils. A grace period runs through December 31st, with enforcement starting January 1st. K-pop star G-Dragon's Taipei concert sparked a scapeling scandal. A gang led by a 42-year-old man forged IDs to help fans pass real name checks, earning over 20 million NTD. Police arrested 4 suspects. Trade tensions have shaken the stock market and cooled housing demand, causing a 60% rise in canceled pre-sale home contracts across Taiwan's top 7 cities, nearing 1,000 cases in 5 months. Most cancellations occurred in Taoyuan and Taichung, while Tainan saw the sharpest increase. Kaohsiung remains stable. And in global news, dozens of provincial officials and hospital staff attempted to cover up a lead poisoning case that made hundreds of children sick in northwest China, sparking widespread outrage. The officials tampered with the blood tests of students who were poisoned at Beijing Kindergarten in Tianshui City. City officials also accepted bribes from an investor in Beijing while neglecting food safety inspections across several preschools.
In such a big country, that make regulation, such a big challenge, which is, of course, complicated by, the local government failures.
Food samples were later found to contain lead 2,000 times above the national safety limit. 8 people were initially detained for their involvement in producing the toxic snacks. 6 of them, including the kindergarten's principal, cooks, and an investor, have been arrested. 10 other officials will face formal accounting procedures, while another 17 people are under disciplinary investigation. Authorities revealed on the 8th of July that 235 children from the privately owned kindergarten were being treated in hospital for lead poisoning after eating steamed red date cakes and sausage corn buns. As of Sunday, 234 of them have been discharged.
China's foreign ministry said on Monday that Mao Chenyue, a Wells Fargo banker who has been blocked from leaving the country, is involved in a criminal case and is obligated to cooperate with the investigation. A spokesperson for the ministry said at a news briefing that Chinese law enforcement authorities have restricted Mao's exit in accordance with the law. The company said it was working through the appropriate channels to secure Mao's return to the United States.
The U.S. bank suspended all travel to China after Mao's exit ban, with a person familiar with the matter saying she is a U.S. citizen. Mao, who was born in Shanghai and is based in Atlanta, is a managing director at Wells Fargo, specializing in the international factoring business. It is not known exactly when the ban was imposed. The case is being investigated, and Mao is obliged to cooperate with the investigation, without elaboration on the case or how the banker is alleged to be involved. The spokesperson said, "Everyone in China, whether they are Chinese or foreigners, must abide by Chinese laws," adding that China will protect their legitimate rights and interests in investigations.
U.S. President Donald Trump's administration has released a trove of records on the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., including FBI surveillance files on the civil rights leader. A court-imposed order had kept the documents, totaling 230,000 pages, blocked from public view since 1977. Prominent members of King's family had opposed the release. A statement from his 2 living children condemned any attempts to misuse these documents in ways intended to undermine their father's legacy.
King, a Baptist minister, was shot in Memphis on the 4th of April 1968 at age 39. James Earl Ray, a career criminal, pleaded guilty to the killing but later renounced his plea. Trump's critics noted that the release comes as the administration is accused of lacking transparency over files related to influential sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, whose 2019 jail death was ruled a suicide. Civil rights leader Al Sharpton said the disclosure of the King files was a desperate attempt to distract from the firestorm engulfing Trump over the Epstein files and the public unraveling of his credibility. The documents include internal FBI memos and never-before-seen CIA records behind the hunt for King's assassin.
"I want to eat" popped up in Chinese characters on a computer at a public hospital in central Beijing. The words were formed from the thoughts of a 67-year-old woman with ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, who is unable to speak. The demonstration, captured on video, was part of a clinical trial involving 5 patients implanted with a coin-sized chip called BeiNao-1, a wireless so-called brain-computer interface technology led by scientists in the US, but in which experts say China is quickly catching up.
The director of the Chinese Institute for Brain Research, CIBR, and the chief scientist behind the trial said there was a very strong need for BCI technology, noting that they had been overwhelmed by requests from potential patients. He said, "The patients were saying that this feels so great, like they can gain or regain control of their muscles." The trial took place at Beijing Xuanwu Hospital. He said the technology was showing high accuracy in decoding signals from patients' brains and translating them into text, speech, or machine movements. His team plans to speed up human trials by implanting chips into 50 to 100 more patients over the next year.
Pop Mart, the Chinese toy firm behind the hugely popular Labubu dolls, has said its profits are set to soar for the first 6 months of this year. The company said it expects profits for the period to jump by at least 350%, as revenues more than tripled. Pop Mart, which has a stock market value of more than $40 billion, also said profitability had been boosted by increased global recognition of the brand and cost controls. Collectors have become obsessed with the viral Labubu dolls, which have flown off shelves and sparked long queues in shops worldwide.
Pop Mart is best known for selling toys in blind boxes, a type of packaging that hides its contents until opened. The marketing tactic has faced criticism for encouraging gambling-like behavior and compulsive buying. Launched in 2019, Labubu dolls have helped the company become a major retailer, operating more than 2,000 vending machines and stores worldwide. Pop Mart began selling its shares on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange in 2020. The company's stock market valuation has jumped by almost 600% in the last year. Sales from outside mainland China contributed nearly 40% of its total revenue in 2024.
The answer for yesterday was B, terrified. She was terrified when she heard the loud thunder during the storm. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. China finds cover-up in lead poisoning of 200 children. Number 1, widespread. 广泛的,普遍的. There was widespread support for the new environmental policy. Number 2, disciplinary. 纪律的,惩戒的. The teacher faced disciplinary action for inappropriate behavior. Number 3, outrage. 愤怒,义愤. The decision to cancel the concert caused public outrage. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section, and the correct answer will be announced tomorrow. World Sjogren's Day was created by the Sjogren's Foundation to raise awareness of this disease and its impact on millions. It is celebrated on this date in honor of Swedish ophthalmologist Dr. Henrik Sjogren, who discovered the disease. Sjogren's syndrome is a chronic autoimmune disease that affects the entire body, specifically attacking the glands that produce moisture for the eyes, mouth, lungs, and other parts of the body. And that's all for today's FUNDAY News. Be sure to tune into FUNDAY News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm your host, Oceana, and I'll see you next time.